Friends, the topic of today's podcast is small cap investing, the changing landscape. January 2018 was a watershed moment in small cap investing because in that period, the regulatory view of small cap investing changed dramatically. Most importantly, before that, regulation did not have a view of small cap investing. It was post January 2018 that the regulator, SEBI, came up with a view of small cap investing and it took a position. By taking that position, it forced institutional investors, mainly in the mutual fund space, out of the small cap space. This move has played out in the last 2 years. The economic landscape also did not help. Our economy degrew from plus 8% to what could potentially be minus 10% this year. So, when the economic landscape changes and there is a new regulatory view, capital flows tend to change. When capital flows change, the valuations changed. So, we had a virtuous negative cycle till now. What has changed? Actually, only one thing has changed. The regulatory view which was provided in 2018 has changed. Now, how material is this to the performance of businesses and companies? In my view, it is immaterial. It's always about the economy. It's always about how businesses are able to leverage the economy. It's always about growth and it's about how businesses are able to leverage growth. In the absence of secular growth, smaller businesses will always be at a disadvantage. So what is this trade that we have seen in the last 1-2 years? We have had a lot of loud thinking on small caps, hypothesizing, bringing out of investment teams. Friends, this is very easy to do. The more difficult thing is to shut up. The reason is simple. When you put out an investment team, are you providing the investors who listen to you with enough liquidity in the stocks? Or are you choosing illiquid stocks to construct a team by virtue of which those who come in on hearing your theme and ideation are your bunnies? My view is small cap investing in the last 1 year is all about a game of bunny hug and finding the greater fool. Now this continues to happen and it is in this context that we have this change in regulatory position. Now please remember that the economic fundamentals of small cap businesses is not changing anytime soon. It's going to take its own time. So presenting investment themes around small caps is more a business proposition. Whether I do it or anyone does it, it's business. Now, the investor who sees these themes must understand that the people who come in last are the bunnies. So, the most important thing today in small cap investing is to ensure that you don't become the greater fool. And it is important that you understand how illiquid stocks behave when their fortunes change. You can't assume that fortunes will always change for the better because today we have seen fortunes change for the worst. And these fortunes will improve gradually and the themes we are presenting do not factor in the pace of change in fortunes. Therefore, I feel there is a bit of overextension, a bit of manipulation of illiquidity and a lot of manipulation of investor hunger for ideas. This, in my opinion, is not healthy investment behavior and it's not going to do any good for the person who presents this theme or the person who receives this theme. So if you really want to do small cap investing on your own or for others, my perception would be this or my prescription would be this. Do it quietly. Do it in a way in which you don't induce volatility. Do it slowly. Remember that this recovery is going to be slow and painful. Companies will benefit from this recovery only if the pace of recovery gains momentum. Understand that we are in a phase of gestation investing. Don't lead people too fast and don't be led on too fast. If you really want to be a small cap investor, recognize this changing landscape. It will do you a lot of good to understand that teams will not work unless the economy supports. Regulatory position will also not help unless the economy supports. Businesses need to improve their capital allocation in order to provide us better results. When we reward businesses far more than they merit, then they will not be able to live up to our expectations. This essentially is the small cap investing landscape. Recognize it, please adapt to it and evolve with it. Happy investing, and do share this broadcast with your friends if you like it. Thank you for watching.